It was time for the groom to say a few words. To that end, he had a microphone in one hand and his notes in another. The wedding guests were all gathered around him too, to hear what he had to say to his wife. But halfway through his speech, the groom started talking to another girl, and perhaps unsurprisingly, the video of it broke the internet. Hello, wonderful people. I'm Scott Leffler for WonderBot, and here is: this groom stopped his wedding during the vows and confessed his love for another girl. Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. YouTube is full of emotional wedding stories, hilarious best man speeches, and elaborate proposals. But not every video documenting a special moment in someone's life reaches 1 million views. And certainly not every video passes an eye-watering 8 million. That's what makes one particular wedding speech uploaded in February 2017 very special indeed. That speech is carried out in Portuguese, but even if you can't understand a word, it's easy to tell what's going on. And in fact, it's pretty much guaranteed to make you cry. It all begins at the wedding of a couple who look very much in love. The bride, named Jessica, looks stunning in a white wedding dress, complete with sparkly tiara and veil. The groom, Jefferson, also looks very dapper in his suit, topped off with a smart bow tie. And the video begins at the start of the couple's wedding vows. They're standing in the middle of a reception room with all their family and friends forming a circle around them, ready to listen to the couple promise to love each other forever. Little did the guests know, however, that this was going to be a speech with a difference. In the clip, Jefferson is then seen taking the microphone and beginning his speech. He starts off in a light-hearted manner, making jokes in an effort to warm up the crowd. He also addresses everyone there and mentions the importance of their presence on the couple's big day. In time, though, the groom takes his speech down an even more emotional path. And before long, it becomes very clear that Jefferson is going decidedly off-piste. During a wedding speech, it's not often that you hear the groom talking in length about someone else other than the bride. That's why it was especially strange when Jefferson started referring to another girl. Indeed, the video shows Jefferson telling the assembled guests that there's someone in the room that he loves. He wasn't referring to his bride standing in front of him, though. Instead, he was talking about another girl, one much younger than the woman he intended to wed. Then Jefferson turns away from his fiancée in order to address that girl. According to the groom, this other girl was the one who made the wedding possible. To an outsider, this comment might seem very strange. To everyone present, though, it probably made perfect sense. That's because the groom was talking about someone very significant, someone both he and his bride were extremely close to. The subject of Jefferson's big speech was a girl called Giovanna, and she was going to play a major part in the married life of Jefferson and Jessica. Giovanna was Jessica's child from another relationship and soon to be Jefferson's stepdaughter, and it was time for her to hear what her new stepdad had to say on what was also a very important day for her too. It's this part, moreover, that's gone on to warm many people's hearts. The groom begins by kneeling down in front of the little girl. Then he launches into what is a truly heartfelt speech. One, moreover, that seems to just prove how good a dad he's likely going to be. First, he lists all the things he does that annoys her, such as poking her and eating her food. But then he digs deeper and says something truly heartwarming. Specifically, he tells Giovanna that if he could ask God for anything, he would ask for her to be his daughter. He also tells the wedding guests that he can't put into words the love he feels for Giovanna, despite not being her biological father. The next part of Jefferson's speech, however, is his vows, and he had some very important ones to say to Giovanna. Still kneeling down in front of everybody, the groom tells the little girl that he promises to always love her, protect her, and try his best to make her happy. Then he rounds up by simply telling his stepdaughter, "I love you, my love." And with his voice wavering, the groom is apparently on the verge of breaking down, making it an even more emotional scene. By this point, both little Giovanna and Jessica are wiping tears from their eyes too. Then, just as it seemingly can't get any more emotional, it's Giovanna's turn to say a few words. She takes the microphone from Jefferson and bravely thanks him for what he'd said. To conclude the video, the little girl then tells Jefferson that although he's not her biological dad, he is a father of heart. During her short speech, Giovanna wipes tears from her face with a napkin, while Jefferson kneels in front of her, sobbing. And finally, once they've both professed their love to each other, the two share a heartwarming embrace as the wedding guests applaud them. And just like that, possibly the world's most emotional wedding speech video concludes. Given its heartwarming message, moreover, it's perhaps unsurprising that the clip has picked up quite the audience. Indeed, the video has now been seen nearly 9 million times in less than 8 months since going online. The online reaction to it, moreover, has been overwhelmingly positive, with many people commenting on how amazing it was for Jefferson to address Giovanna like that on his big day. And one YouTuber, Giselle Recto, wrote something that would resonate with a lot of people who viewed the footage. She said, "Even if the language is foreign, it still made me cry." Indeed, there's certainly no doubt that his stepdad and stepdaughter have a relationship that can only be described as beautiful.